Hello!
Hi, sorry, we've been trying this a few times. I just have to laugh.
Yeah, third time's the charm
Yeah.
to try to record episode number 2 of the Hot Pink Dragon. And this is the second episode, kind of the first, because our introductory episode was a little bit more anything that comes up. But this is, well, as we interview Danya, we're going to be exploring the divine feminine and new earth. And she knows a lot about this topic. So much, and there's so much to cover. And in this journey, you're a shaman.
Yes.
And as a shaman, helping, how would you explain it when you say you work between realms?
I intermediate between the other dimensions and Earth.
Yes. And so she works a lot on the micro to macro level, on the inner to outer transformation that is underway. And as we're in an ascension journey, it's also a lot about the purification of the heart, as Mother Earth is also purifying. And when she works with an individual in a general session, she really covers the full, all grounds, because she starts with your inner child, and then she works with the heart and the purification of the heart and accelerating karma, and then she works with the twin flame marriage and reunification, which is your divine feminine and masculine, which we all have expressed in different ways and different forms. So I think we always tap into guidance before we start a topic, and we were guided to talk about the twin flames. So what is a twin flame?
So first of all, thank you so much for having me, Mary, and I love collaborating with you.
I'm so
Ever so grateful. You're like the correction of all corrections.
Same here.
The other half of my pearl, just like infinite gratitude for the being that you are. I got this job of marrying twin flames 3 years ago. I didn't intend to. I actually went to Ama's, I don't know if you know Ama. She hugs people around the world.
Wow, no.
Yeah, she's a big hugger. She's an avatar, and she has an ashram in Kerala. And I asked her, what do I do with my twin flame? Now, what is a twin flame?
Right, what is a twin flame?
What is a twin flame? It's the other half of your soul. So basically, you're one soul, and this is your other half. And it's a journey also. Actually, it's a journey of loving your own self through your twin flame. There's so much to it, and we'll get into that.
Right. I think that is a very important point to make, because I think a lot of people from the get-go will think twin flame, oh, looking outside of yourself, you know? And I think that all of us that are really committing to personal growth know better than that it's about that inner union and looking within.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of people that are so attached to the twin flame, because it's such a intense energy, intense love. It's a love of the fifth dimension. It's unconditional. When somebody tells me the name of their twin flames, I start laughing. It's really pure joy. And and it's part of our evolution to unite with our twin flame. In order to bring bombs of love into the earth, of this unconditional love.
Whether it's meant for each as an individual person to be reunited with them physically or not. For example,
yeah, it's not... when I reunite... So I'll just tell the story.
Yeah.
When I went to Ama's ashram, and she united me with my twin flame, and I felt so much peace in my heart. And then she told me, okay, you don't need to look for your husband, you don't need to run after men anymore. Basically, you're married, and now you can just relax.
We're not boy crazy or anything.
Yeah. Well, I was still in the state of mind, well, I'm getting older, maybe I should get married and have kids. And I was looking for the perfect one, and then she married me, and it really did bring a lot of peace to my heart. And then four months later, when I arrived to Ibiza, this is 4 or 5 years ago, in the sessions, I started marrying the twin flames. But before they get married, the twin flame heals you completely, because he's the ultimate healer. He's the other half of your soul. That's why this is in the inner realm of the heart and the fifth dimension. The twin flame is the ultimate healer, and he loves you unconditionally, and it's so beautiful to see. When like the way the twin flame takes you close to his heart, and the way
every twin flame.
Yeah, every twin flame, and kisses you all over, and gives you oral sex. All twin flames
That's
heal.
a big topic we weren't going to jump into yet.
Anyway, we'll get there also.
That's a part of the marriage process. Okay?
Yeah, but apparently that's what I see in the session, and I feel how he cleans the sexual chakra, and he's the ultimate. He's just the ultimate healer. Yeah, and then I see in the union. So after the oral sex, there all, comes the union, and that's where this beautiful light comes out. So like rainbow light for mermaids, white light for Avalonian goddesses. And this is their mission, and then I see their mission. I see their other lifetime together, and every session ends with the marriage of the twin flame, which is really the marriage with your own self, but it's inside of you and it's outside of you. And the idea is to not get too stuck on the one outside, but to keep going inside.
Okay, so many questions here and so many things to speak to. So also, one thing that came up for me when you said that about the twin flame outside is that, we've been looking into our twin flames. And I think this is an interesting thing to look at for a second, because I got feedback through Danya as well that my twin flame is not in the flesh right now. We're on a journey heading to Kilimanjaro, and he said, I'm helping make sure you get home safe. And then I'll come. And so there's a big spiritual, you have to really be open to the magic here. And of course, when I tune into him, I'm getting all of this amazing unconditional love. And she's like, yeah, it's not always the same in the flesh,
I just remind her, in the flesh there will be an ego. So, yeah, but this is also part of the 7 stages of twin flames. Yeah.
Right. And for Danya, you have met your twin flame before,
Yes.
and then he did end up leaving the planet, yet may come back again in the flesh.
Yeah.
So as I start to ask her about that journey, I also want to speak to the fact that there is potentially for each person a twin, for some people, this twin flame template, like something ingrained in our hearts that we are supposed to be in the flesh with our twin flame as part of our mission here. And not everyone is meant to do that, because the mirror work of a soulmate is already hard enough.
Yeah, well, the twin flames, I mean, the ultimate is for them to be together and do their mission, but they have to work on themselves, both sides, with the inner child, enough to be able to even receive this 5th dimensional love. Because that's a lot of love to receive. And if you don't give it to yourself, you're not gonna be with your twin flame. And that's what happened with mine. I was the chaser. Actually, there are like 7 stages of the twin flame. So there is this auspicious encounter, and then they try to fit it into the third dimensional reality that we are here, although going towards the 5th. And then basically they clash, the egos clash, because we want them to fill us up, or we want them to heal us, or it's a 3rd dimensional relationship. But when you start taking responsibility, full responsibility for your inner child and your emotions, and if you know that we're not victims ever, and everything that's happening in a relationship is just bringing up our wounds. If we're willing to see all that and work on ourselves, and both twin flames are willing to work on themselves, then they can be together. But if you're for example, I did all this work on my inner child to get where I'm today, and to be able to receive that, but my twin flame was not working on himself. I felt it. So I was a chaser, because in this separation time, because when they clash, there's supposed to be a separation time, and they actually decided about this separation time even before they came into Earth, so they can each give themselves this unconditional love in the separation time, and then they can get together if both of them did the work afterwards. And in my case, I was doing all the work, and I was connecting. I knew who he was, and I was chasing. I tried to see him in every possible way. I went all the way to Switzerland. He's Irish, but he didn't want to have even a coffee with me. So basically, I had to, go through the abandonment issues and the rejection issues, and again heal my inner child, and do it all inside of me. And until I really had to completely let go. And this is the hardest thing, I think, for most people, is to really let go of the twin flame and of the idea of this twin flame. But once you do, it's freedom, because then you're like, okay, with or without him, sort of thing. I'll do my mission, and he's with me anyway. And actually, mine died. He died because I cut all the cords but he came to me in spirit. He told me, yeah, as soon as you cut the cords, I had no more energy.
Yeah, so when she says she cut the cords, what do you mean by that?
When I was giving a session to another woman, I could see she was so focused on her twin flame that she was not loving herself. She was actually always loving her twin flame and giving all the energy to him. And I could see so clearly that this is what I'm doing.
Right.
And I told her, actually, you're completely like by you always sending your energy to him,
Right.
you're not even creating a situation in which he's lacking, because he was, for example, married or whatever. So
or whatever.
yeah, but he
or
was
whatever.
or with
Well,
somebody
explain
else.
that. Because
Well, I'll just explain. But when you are giving him all your energy, he doesn't even have the motivation to even come look for you or something like that. Basically, it's like he gets it from all the, but you're forgetting about yourself, because the twin flame is not for you to go love your twin flame.
Right.
It's to give all that love to yourself. And through her, I got it. I'm
Paradigm
like, oh my
shift.
God, I'm doing this too. Like, and I've been doing it for the last 5 years that I know who is my twin flame. And then I said, okay, I'll cut the cords.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, he actually died. But that's okay,
Yeah.
because he's with me in spirit anyway, all the time with me. And he will come back at the walk-in maybe. And if he doesn't, it's okay also. Like, I needed to get to the place where I surrender.
Yeah.
I surrender this relationship to God or the higher, the higher realms. And whatever, if I need to be with many more karmic relationships, I will.
Yeah, because also when he left, it's like who's in that body now is a walk-in.
Yeah, there's another soul that's a walk-in, but I don't connect to that body so much anymore.
Right.
Because I feel my twin flame with me all the time. And he's actually, like in every relationship,
Beautiful.
he will come and be, healing me. He will tell me, don't settle for that, or why are you doing
Right.
that? Yeah. And he will.
Right.
And how do I use him now? Use him. I use
in
him.
service.
I do use him to heal my inner child, because I've had so much father issues. So I can still reproduce the negative, relationships or toxic. A lot. I mean, hardly any now, but like they can still come up from old
Right.
wounds that I still have from my inner child. And then I'll call him and he will come and take my inner child and hold her and love her until I don't need that love from the outside.
That's actually an amazing piece of all of this.
Yeah, the twin flame is so important as a father for us women that are, if we have, a lot of women had father issues or mother issues, both of them. And the twin flame as the divine masculine,
Right.
and that's what he does. He heals you. He heals your inner child and your soul.
Or she.
Or
if you're
she,
a guy.
sorry. Yes,
It's true. And
of course.
they are always with us. However, there's something really interesting when you do a session with Danya after she's worked with the inner child. Also it came up for me, what was going on in my relationship at the time when I did a session. So the inner child knows a lot about what you're honoring and what you're not there. And then you go into the purification of the heart and karmic relationships come up. And when you tune into Ho'oponopono, which is another conversation.
Yeah, very important.
You accelerate karma because you're clearing it. And that allows you to kind of move into this twin flame union.
Yes.
Because the reason why I think what I've understood from you before, that all of that work is so necessary, is because energetically we have a wall between ourselves and our twin flame.
Yeah, most people, first of all, about karmic relationships, it's you were in a karmic relationship. The session will accelerate the karma, because in the session I see the soul and the karma will come from the right. So, and you finish the karma. So you are in a new timeline, because you're now with the twin flame. And that's why 1 month after you separated from your karmic relationship, because that was karma.
I do want to speak to that a little bit, because one thing that's been so present in this process has been around choosing self-love, and that love should come from an overflowing cup where you're mutually doing the work and you're mutually committed to that self-realization and to that self-love. And I'm really grateful that my partner at the time was willing to do a session. At the same time, to whom much is given, much is required. So when that kind of light comes into your body, that's what brings up the shadows, and that's what we're going to be experiencing collectively. And if we don't take the responsibility to do the inner work, it's hard. You must to align with higher timelines.
Yes.
And
If you don't take a responsibility to clear your shadow after the session, you will stay in the same place, and actually your shadows will become worse, which I think is a case of your ex, that his demons came up and he didn't take the time to heal the inner child that needed the love to transmute these demons, and then therefore it felt like it was worse.
and that's always available for each of us to do. And we all hold love and space for each other in this process. But we are learning how to choose the embodiment of what it is to love ourselves for each of us. And when we love ourselves, that's when we can be surprised, by the ultimate soulmate or the twin flame. So I say ultimate soulmate in terms of partnership because I don't know that everybody's meant to be with their twin flame.
Yeah, well, the twin flame is such an intense relationship that it's actually the hardest to be with. I've married more than 1,000 people, and I can count on my two hands the amount of people that are actually with their twin flames. And I can't say that they are fully happy.
Right.
I recently actually gave a beautiful session to your friend Aurelia. Wow, and that was there. I feel I feel this magical. Very intense also sexuality between the twin flames, and I'm inspired. But most twin flames I know that are together or have families, they have a very hard time, although they're very loving in the soul level. But if they are together and they're not taking responsibility of their ego, then they're like bickering, or it can be a much worse relationship because it's so intense. So actually sometimes it's better to be with a karmic relationship because they're more willing to receive.
Yes.
Or they don't have so much like I have one friend, she's with a beautiful karmic relationship, and he's a total divine masculine,
Right.
completely taking care of her, and he has no bound. How to say? He has he's a divine masculine, completely. And
he's in surrender.
And
and
actually, her
service.
twin flame can have
Vice
nothing
versa.
with her because he's so afraid. Because what happens if there's the runner and the chaser,
Right.
and the runner, like the ones that's not willing to receive this love, he is terrorized by this twin flame energy, because receiving this energy or meeting a twin flame, it means you have to let go of all your identity, really let go of control, and to receive in a massive scale that you're not used to.
I have seen that so much in my relationships, the unwillingness to trust, to receive love, and how that's played into my own mother wounds, which I really hope that I'm actually doing that work. That was the biggest thing in my last karmic relationship with a soulmate, with a star flame. We've incarnated in so many forms, so many times together. So it was really gut-wrenching to,
of course,
release that need to mother, because love takes so many forms. And
and then you can really see the karma that you were his mother.
and that's what soulmates.
And married also another lifetime.
Yeah, and married another lifetime, and
But the session will accelerate any kind of karmic relationship and also toxic relationships and anything. It's like a new hologram. So when you did your session, you created yourself a new hologram of your divine alignment, which was goddess self, because she's a mermaid and she's a goddess and Mother Mary. So she upgraded. So if her relationship doesn't fit to that anymore, or doesn't honor you in that way, then naturally, or you're doing all the work and he's not doing any work,
because anyone can upgrade. So that's what I don't want this to sound personal. Anybody can upgrade. But if you're not taking responsibility, that's the gateway to upgrade.
The gateway to upgrade is enjoying your upgrade, but also taking responsibility for the shadow.
That's where I feel like soul contracts come into play as well, because you call somebody up, you call somebody forward, you call somebody to rise with your own rising. So what is good for yourself is good for the other person, whether that feels like a mother's tough love or it brings up abandonment wounds, because I've experienced all of that. I feel on both sides in different ways now. And what I want to say too is that had, a karmic relationship chosen to upgrade with me, I probably would have stayed in that.
Yeah.
But I know that all things work together for good. So it's a opportunity for the past relationships to reflect and be in their own trajectory. And then also gives me the opportunity potentially, I feel right now, you're not my twin flame, I don't want to date. Like
no, but that's not actually that's extreme. because
she doesn't do that.
No, I don't do that, because been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Because if you're only focused on your twin flame, then you're not allowing all these karmic beautiful
Maybe
relationships
a little bit dating
to come in. And actually, in any case, we don't decide when we're going to be in the twin flame. We can't control anything about it. The more you try to control it, and this I've seen and again, also in my case and also with other people, they as soon as they know about the twin flame, okay, we want that. But no, there's all the, there is God's plan and our higher self's plan, and that's why we have to relinquish really complete control about who's going to be the next partner, because you can't jump from A, B, C, D, for example, you got to D, to Z. And we have all this in the middle, that every partner will show us other wounds about ourselves. This is what I've seen in my life. Every partner that comes in will show me a wound, or what do I still need to work on. Because I mean, I've been working on the twin flame for like 5-6 years now, and it's still, I'm not in a receiving mode of that unconditional love yet. Otherwise, I would probably be with him.
Yes, exactly. Because also we're in accelerated times right now. Like the ascension is happening, and we're going to see that more and more clearly, because the collective shadow work is going to keep coming up, and that's where we kind of coin breakdown for breakthrough. And I just want to clarify, I think when it comes to my twin, it's more around opening up to sacred sexuality. But right now, I'm not really manifesting whatever 5D marriage is with a karmic relationship. So that's where I feel like more careful. But doing the emotional work together,
but you can manifest it, and that is amazing. Like manifesting, how do I want to feel with my partner, my twin? It feels like home. It feels like he's taking this gentle care as a mermaid. I saw your twin taking this amazing gentle care of your body. And we can manifest that, but if something else arrives, it's better to allow it and not say no, this is not my twin yet, because I will know like who is your twin or not. Because I feel it. But to open
part
that,
of her shamanic work.
If you tell me the name of your twin or show me a photo, I'll feel it. And sometimes I don't even want to tell you it's him, because then we label it, or we give all this importance. And
I know her so well, I feel like I'll be able to tell.
I'm going to hide it. But actually, I can't hide it, because I go like,
that's true.
Oh,
I've seen
it. The fifth dimension.
And when we get fifth dimensional frequencies through other means, she's like, gosh, it's really the same as the twin flame. It is an unconditional love union, and
the twin
that's
flame.
That's why it's so triggering for people.
It's amazing, and it's really for us to go to the fifth dimension, because through the twin flame, because it's a fifth dimensional relationship, so we can use the twin flame to really fast tracking our wounds. But if we're giving all this importance to the twin flames outside of us, then that we're not on the right track.
Exactly.
The idea is, okay, I know I have a twin flame, and what can I do to give myself more love now, take more care of my inner child, so I'm not dependent on my twin flame. I don't actually need this presence in my life. But if he comes, of course, I will be so happy.
But I do want to speak to what you're saying for those who are in marriages and in relationships that they love.
Stay there.
You don't.
If you're having fun.
That doesn't mean your twin flame can be of assistance. It's funny, because when I was in my last relationship, I'm a mermaid, he's a Tarzan. So the archetype of his twin flame is a Jane. Okay, my archetype is an Ariel. So I'm like, I'm a little bit jealous of Jane.
And that's
But I'm so
That's the inner
grateful for
child.
Jane. I'm so grateful for Jane because I want the inner child, because I also have this mother's love for my partners. I have this Mother Mary energy and archetype and soul fragment within me, which is another conversation. So, you know, it's amazing to know that where you are still working on your own integration, that your twin flame can be there for you and can be there for your partner beyond physicality.
Yeah, that's what's so beautiful, that you have your partner, they bring up your wounds, or you both bring up each other's wounds, and then you can heal them. But this is, I mean, you can have both people doing that, but most of the time it's only one person actually working on themselves, and the other one is in victim. That's what I see in most relationships. So it's for me, okay, I'll work. This person will bring up my wound. I'll call my twin flame, hold my inner child, and give her what I'll ask. What do I want from him? Oh, love me, see me, recognize me, see that I'm good. So I'll tell my twin flame, come do that for me, and I see him. He literally comes, or he will show me a sign that he's there. And then I'll move forward. But then I won't be in this frequency anymore.
Yes.
So a lot of the times, then the relationship just evaporates because one is really working on themselves and the other one isn't, and then their frequency is completely different.
And that's an amazing part of your shamanic work, is her ability to see that, and we can all learn how to attune to it, just like attuning to our inner child. So a lot of the time, my twin flame, I connect with him when something comes up around my inner child also. I mean, sometimes I get emotional because she says, yeah, they speak through music. So sometimes I get emotional because I can feel the unconditional love that comes through communication and song.
Yeah, they speak a lot through music and in your dreams. Or like for me, my twin flame was Cancer. So if I was swimming, I would get a crab come into my bathing suit and he was like playing with me. So yeah, they always and I also feel that every time you get away from your twin flame, for example, after a while, if you're waiting for him for so long, in my case, then I forget about him, and then the universe, don't forget about your twin flame. Like there is this guy, but there's also your twin flame. Don't forget, this is not the end of, or the twin flame.
But you can be. It can be.
It can be.
Yeah. But
if you're happy, then you can be much happier with a karmic relationship rather than going through the intensity of this ultimate mirror of the twin flame. And I see a lot of that. And also, if your twin flame is abusive, like I had some people that had abusive twin flames, but because it was their twin, they really wanted to make it work. But that doesn't work. That's actually allowing a toxic relationship in the name of a twin flame. So.
Yeah, so that's where I really feel that my past relationships have been very preparatory as well, because I really had to go through these rites, these rites of passages and initiations, to knowing that I'm not codependent and that my partner is not codependent. But that can be heartbreaking, and I feel that when you're with a twin, it's so I tried to combine twin flame. When you're with a twin, it's so all-consuming because you're like with another part of yourself.
It's intense. And my twin flame, we had a relationship 20 years ago. I have to say, he's never left my heart. I didn't understand before I knew about the twin flames why this person is so deep in my heart. But then I forgot about him, and I was looking for my twin flame outside of me. And then suddenly I saw him again, and they told me, he's a twin flame. And then I was like, okay, I gotta meet him again after 20 years. And of course, he's like, well, what does she want? And that happens a lot. I had a lot of women, because they're willing to feel more, then they're the chasers. And the chaser has to learn to give herself or himself, very few men are chasers, the love that they want from the twin flame. And the runner has to work on themselves to be able to receive this unconditional love that the chaser so wants to give him.
Right. Yes. And I have felt this.
Which is rare.
I felt this a lot now with twin flames, with different kinds of soulmates, helping me see my own light, because they were able to reflect different parts of my inner child.
Yes. Yeah, and that's actually every relationship. This is, if you're willing to receive relationships as a laboratory for consciousness,
Yes.
then you will see that every relationship is bringing up our wounds for both sides, and
Yes.
it's really about transmuting these wounds and knowing that the other person is only the mirror. They're not actually doing anything to us. For example, if I had a relationship that was violent, that was reflecting my own internal, how do I treat myself, or I treat my inner child.
Yeah.
That's years ago. Although it happened recently again, like violence came up in one of my last relationships, but I was very quick to, this time I was very quick to get out of there as soon as possible.
Yes.
But that just means I still
Yes.
have a little bit of that inside of me, so I should
Yes.
tweak and turn and transmute
Yes.
all that's remaining with that, entertaining the dark side, for example.
For me, I feel it's been about proving I'm worthy of love. So a lot of that's where the mother wound would come up. So a lot of my relationships, the men would like retreat. They wouldn't be able to receive the love, or
if you
find ways that I didn't prove my love, or
and then you saw in your last relationship when you were proving, actually it was not working
it
out.
backfires. Because they still, if that wound's there, it's gonna still be there. I can't fix it from my own wounds. I have to do the work and embody self-love and know that that's calling both of us forward.
Yeah, and a lot of the times also we give the other what we actually need. So even
I'm really good at that.
Yeah. It's
Really
I don't know. It's like a kind of reflex a lot of us have, and yeah, I just want to say that the twin flame journey is beautiful. I can't I'm full of gratitude for it, but it's not to make it the end of or external, and it's really about ourselves integrating our own divine masculine and feminine together. So I think the purpose of it is really that you fall in love with yourself.
Inner reunification. And this is true with Soul Sisters along the way too. I was learning so much. There was another big relationship along the way that helped me notice I had an inner child. And it was, I was reminded to start to envision what my divine masculine is like. And I didn't know that I was probably starting to connect with my twin in that way. I was actually very far from that. And now I see that, now I can start to, we did a twin flame meditation. I forget why. Oh, because I started immediately projecting on somebody else. And I'll project my own light onto somebody else. Yeah. And I realized this was an old pattern. And you encouraged me to do a twin flame meditation by going within. And then I got some insights that actually really help him come alive for me. But this is my own divine masculine within. And we are actually divine masculines for each other.
That's what I wanted to add. You have been, for me, such a divine masculine with your heart, and holding me when I, for example, financially, when I didn't have. You came as a divine masculine, and actually that's very healing, and we can do it for each other even as women.
Yeah, because it's whip swaps.
Because we've like today I saw. Oh, okay. I took 33:11, so maybe that's time to we're getting the alarm
signal to wrap
up. But because we've been other lifetimes, like today I feel she was my wife. Anyway, so we've been masculine, and you can have a friend be your divine masculine until you learn to receive in that way, and that's also part of this healing. You never know. That's what's so amazing, that God's plan is just so explainable, and you don't have any, you can't have expectations.
Yes,
because I was looking for my twin flame, and then I found you, and now it's like, oh, she's my flame too. But we have this flame energy.
We're kind of like identical twins at a soul level.
Yeah, which is amazing. It's just like I never had any expectation of meeting you.
Compliments, compliments.
And this is a miracle that came into my life. So this is also about us projecting the future. nature and not letting go of the control.
Yes, which I'm also learning in this divine mission that we're on, how to be in service and surrender and release control. She sees, I ground, so sometimes I like to control. And
yeah, and you want to know
all
like a
divine
little bit in
timing.
advance what's going to happen.
Yes,
When are
yes.
we going to meet? And the message for me was always like, let go of control. So I've
Yeah.
been doing this like letting go of control freak
And I also
for so many years,
I was
and still.
Yeah, I know. And I was also wondering about higher self versus twin flame too when it comes to healing.
Yeah, maybe we should do another video.
Yeah, we'll do a round
Because my
two.
phone, this is gonna die soon.
But yeah, I think the twin flame must be part of your higher self. But to be continued.
Yeah, we're the same soul.
Yeah.
We are one
Yeah.
soul. So of course,
Yeah.
in the higher self, they're together also all
Yes,
the
they're
time.
always together.
They're always together.
And I feel
Never
if
separate.
you are meant to be together in the physical, it's a part of the mission. And if you're not, they're always there to support you, which is also a part of the mission.
In any case, it's about having also peace with where they are at.
Yes.
Like we need to let go of the control and love ourselves. That's the main, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So much love to you all, and just, love yourselves. It's all about loving
Yes.
yourself and your inner child, twin flame or not. That's, I feel, key to everything.
We love you.
We love you.
Welcome back to the Hot Pink Dragon. See you next time.